Hello, everyone, and welcome to a remote edition of a Thursday live lesson. My name is Aldrine Guerrero, joined by Mr. Aaron, the voice now Say what's up, Aaron?
What's up?
And Mr. Kahai, the legend Fergan. Say what's up, Kahai?
What's up? Yeah.
So, nothing is going to stop us from doing this Thursday live lesson, right, Kahai?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna say it right now, right at the top of the right at the top of the show, that there will be no COVID talk in this entire thing. Okay, we're not doctors, we're not anyone who knows anything about what's going on outside. We're not politicians, whatever. We don't got no answers. We're not gonna talk about it at all. And so, all of you folks listening and watching, this is going to be COVID safe, COVID free, and it's going to be a COVID free discussion, right? I mean, other than right now, I guess that I'm, what I'm saying right now. But okay, so let's get started. So how this works, how Thursday live lesson works, is you guys have questions and we have answers. So, however we may get those questions via email, via phone call, via text, whatever you plus forums, I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Then these two gentlemen will come up with their 2 cents, and we're gonna put them together and have the best answer possible for you. Okay, and if not, then we're just gonna have a nice little discussion, anything ukulele related or whatever, or whatever's kind of going on in Kahai's life right now. Right, so Kahai,
in Kahai's room.
Kahai's room. Give me the first question, buddy.
Yeah. Chris asked, can you talk about harmonics and how to find them in some of the more unusual places on the fretboard?
Okay, so as far as harmonics goes, the loudest is going to be on the 12th fret. There's one that's not as loud on the 7th. There's one on the 5th, and there's one on 3. So those are the 1, 2, 3. Those are 4 places in the 12 frets that have harmonics in it. Okay. Now the key to harmonics is to kind of get the fret wire above. So this is, you guys. Oh, so there. So you can see some dots on my ukulele. So here's the 12th fret, right? You want to be aiming right here on this fret wire. So if I place my finger here in the middle, for example, this is what it sounds like. But if I play it here, it's a lot more responsive, and you can actually get a better tone out of your harmonics. So that that might not see too big of a difference here, but you're definitely going to see a big difference here. If I do it here in the middle, it's like nothing. So now if you place it right here over this fret, that's when you hear it. Same thing with the 5, even more so. Now if I place it over here, hit it here. Almost. Yeah, so that's where a lot of people kind of get confused with the with the harmonics and just kind of the touch. So it's the placement and the touch. Those are the 2 things that I say is the most important when doing harmonics. So 12, 7, 5, and 3, and whatever the note is, whatever note you're playing there is going to be the note that you're doing the harmonics to. So for example, this is going to be G, C, E, A. This is going to be D, G, B, and E. And then same thing here on 5. It's going to be C, F, A, D. And then here on 3, it's going to be B flat, D sharp, G, and C. If I can do it. I mean, it gets tougher as it gets down. But those are the places where you're going to have harmonics. It's fun, and of course there's the artificial harmonics. So it's not necessarily, you don't necessarily have to have your your fingers on just those frets. You can create your own if you want to. For example, because the 12th fret is the best place to do those harmonics. If we just if we add a little bit of math in there. So if we were to play 3 here, so 12 frets up will be 15. So 12 plus 3 be 15. So if I use my pointer finger and aim for the 15th fret, once again, it's the fret wire that's above. I'm going to get that note, which is going to be C. This is a C note right here. And you can pretty much do it as much as you want. Okay? What do you guys think?
Can you talk about the touch, because that's kind of like I know
Yeah.
you said placement and touch, so
Yes. Good. So the touch, as far as the touch goes, I'm gonna show it. See if I can show it from this angle. So that's how I'm touching it. This is what it would look like if I'm kind of playing the fret, and this is what it looks like when I'm doing harmonics. So once again, this is when I'm playing, and this is harmonics. So you just touch the string. You're not pushing down on the string. You're just touching the string. And once you, so I'm going to do it here on a 12th fret. So I'm going to use my pointer finger on my right hand to play it, and then I'm going to touch it and then release. See, I'm not putting that finger down. It's just right on top of that string. You can see it here even better. There. So that's a touch versus when you're fretting it. That's fretting it. This is just touching. So if you place your finger, as soon as your finger touches the string, that's the amount of touch that you need. Okay, so you're not pressing down at all. You're just placing it, and that's how you get the touch. So those placements and the touch, those are the two important things to getting a good harmonic.
Yeah.
Right, Kahai?
For the artificial harmonics, can you show that to
yeah.
like the touch for that? Because it's
it's kind of like the same thing. So once again, here it is on 3, and then if I'm playing it on 15 here, so that's another kind of way to look at it here. So you can see that perfect. I'm aiming right there. Okay. So my thumb is what's hitting the string. Watch, it's like, imagine just like a feather just landing on your shoulder or a butterfly landing on your shoulder like that, okay? So that's the touch for the artificial harmonics. And that kind of, you can kind of do that as a weird way to play. Let's see if I can do this. Like, it's weird. But yeah, you can kind of get the idea of what I mean by touch. The touch is just really lightly, like placing your finger on there. Imagine a butterfly landing on your shoulder. That's how much touch is needed for the harmonic.
Butterfly on the shoulder.
All right. Next
That's
question.
a Kawhi reference.
Yeah, it's a Kawhi reference. So for all you people who are like, what does he mean? It's I met that girl, by the way, the girl that song is about, and she actually has a butterfly on her shoulder. It's a tattoo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
really?
about a tattoo. Yeah.
Oh,
that's what he means by that.
I had no idea.
Butterfly.
Kahai is gonna have to put that in the links.
The song is called Nectar. just in case you were looking for it. So
try to find, yeah.
How old is that? Like 2003, 2004?
Yeah. It was a while ago.
That was all the rage back then.
That was it's a deep cut.
It is. It's all right.
I have to put like or I have to spell it out as like NECTA with like the apostrophe but nothing after it, right? Just so you know that it has kind of that pronunciation. Nectar.
Nectar.
Yeah. We don't have any more questions because like people are still just coming in, so we'll see when. Yeah, but if anybody has questions in the chat, be sure to ask them. But
we are live. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna mention too with the harmonic. Some people come to us and they ask for help with harmonics, and their left hand is actually pretty good. But like you gotta remember that you need a really clean right hand pick to get it a really clean sound. Like you kind of need both. So that's where it's like people. That's kind of like the juggling act where sometimes people focus so much on the left hand that they forget to make their right hand just as good too.
Yeah. So as far as the right hand goes, so just kind of clarifying what Kahai says. So here it is once again. Here's my ukulele, and I'm gonna place my my finger right where it's supposed to be. But here on my right hand, I'm playing it like how I normally would, just a nice clean stroke. Okay, so it goes like this. butterfly on my fretboard. No, that song's really stuck in my head all day now.
Yeah. And then for personally, like for just the regular harmonic,
Mhm.
I tend to always use like my ring finger or my pinky finger, just because that
Mhm.
I can kind of get a lighter touch.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know, is that the case with you?
Um, yeah, I mean, like I can do it with whatever finger, but that makes sense because if you're using your ring finger to touch it, your ring finger is not as aggressive as your
Yeah.
pointer finger. So
Yeah.
kind of yeah, like when we're doing those runs where like I'm doing a strum for example, and then right at the end of the phrase I do that, like I do the harmonic, I use my ring finger. So you're absolutely correct because if I use anything else, it would work, but I think in such a fast like going from from strumming to the harmonic, it's a lot easier to use a lighter finger like your ring.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's songs that I play too where I'll do a harmonic first and then
Yeah.
go to like a picking technique where like with a pull off or something. And in
Mhm.
that sense, it's just easier to start with your ring or pinky and then already,
Mhm.
if you got to move a fret or whatever, your hand is already moving down. So kind of like
Yeah.
the efficiency of movement, it makes sense.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, well, like I've been talking with Glenn. Glenn came to the
Oh yeah,
Ukulele Underground retreat
the
last
retreat.
month.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he has been kind of like digesting all the stuff that you talked to him about,
Yeah.
and he's been like really into our Crater Boys since we talk
Nice.
about them like a lot. So he's been listening to their compilation album, all like the
See.
greatest hits and stuff.
Mhm.
He's been working on Opihi Man,
Okay.
and so like I was able to find Dominators tabs,
Oh
because like
yeah.
yeah, Dominators tabs hasn't been up for a while, but I was
Uh-huh.
able to find Dom's version of Opihi Man.
Mm.
And I was able to kind of forward it to Glenn, so he's kind of working on that, listening to the song. Do you have any tips for him about like how did you learn that song, because
Mhm.
you play it
Um,
pretty close to the original version, right?
Yeah, some tips for Opihi Man. I think it's just kind of getting to know. In this case, don't worry about the terminology, but I'm gonna say the Mixolydian scale, and all that is really like your G scale from 5 to 5. So this is so if we were to, I'll explain it. So here's a G scale, right? For example, so 5 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is D. So here's my D. So if I figure out all the notes in G in that Mixolydian scale, right? That's really because when you're doing the picking, most of it kind of stays here, you know. And so when you do it, knowing that like this is gonna be the highest note that you're gonna reach, your middle finger is here on the 7 just for the harmony, but then melody wise, this is the highest note. Okay, so knowing this harmony, and this harmony alongside the Mixolydian scale, so you have uh, so it's all those notes in the Mixolydian scale, and with the addition of this, and this. So 2, 3, 5. Yeah, sorry, 3, 2, 5, 3, and 7, 5. So if you practice that, you should be well on your way to kind of doing a PD man because so it pretty much stays here. So figure out those notes, which is going to be if I if you watch Solo Secrets Review, remember we gave you two different kinds of islands, which is that 0, 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 2, 3, The Mixolydian scale is the second one, which is 02, 013, 013. Those are all the notes that you're going to be using for that picking. The other picking, though, it's a lot of just alternate chords or inversion chords. When it goes, so you're playing C, which is the chords you would be playing anyway, because the chords for Opihi Man and that part, it goes C, E7, A7 to the D7. So if you just play the inversions, it'd be C, E, so E7, it goes to A7, up to the D7. That's really all it is. It's not, nothing too fancy. Okay, so. And then that inversion of the G. So just get your inversions for that one picking, or the intro picking, the end picking, I guess. And then for the middle picking, make sure that you know these 3 harmonies, and then know the Mixolydian scale. That's my best advice.
There's a part where you're using like the G ghost note. Like,
Yeah.
Could you show what you're doing with
like
your
the
right
pull-off
hand?
part.
Because it sounds more complicated than it actually is, right? Like if they break it down, it's not actually that scary.
So that part right there, I'm just kind of doing it's exactly like the Mixolydian scale. You're just going up, and then I'm just kind of adding this top string. So if you look up G string pull-offs on uke minutes, that kind of explains the technique. But really, all it is my pointer finger is going to be playing those notes in the Mixolydian scale. And then I'm adding this after every pointer finger hit. So. So it goes ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. And then 2 at the end. So. And then just a really fast run from the D going down the Mixolydian scale again. So really it's based around that Mixolydian scale, inversions and some harmonies.
Yeah. I think that G pull off too, like especially with Troy's playing, he uses that so much that even in like songs that don't necessarily use G, right, like the G note, he still uses that.
He
sometimes
just makes it work.
Like, I'm just gonna slide this in here, it's like it's a ghost note, so you don't have to notice it.
Okay, cool. Any questions from our audience? I know we are still live, and we do have a live chat because this is Thursday live lesson. You guys can chat along with us, and let us know if you guys have any questions, ukulele or whatever wise,
Yeah, Devin doesn't. It's not a question, but Devin said that how cool! I'm now motivated to figure out Opihi Man. So
yeah. It's it seems really intimidating, but really, if you just focus on those, it's a lot better to kind of swallow than like try to look at everything as a as like its own thing. If you just kind of focus on those 3-4 concepts, it should be better.
Is Opihi Man one of those songs that they recorded a half step down? Do you know that?
You're putting me on the spot. No, actually, it's in regular 440. But you know what? I'm gonna check right now. I don't want to say.
I think it is.
Is it? I
think it is.
Yeah. Okay. I believe you, Aaron, but I just once again, and then we're gonna get these comments like, no, it isn't.
It's in 430. Gosh, get it right.
Oh, it's not on Spotify. It's on. Let's see.
Yeah. So Devin was at the retreat, and then Rob is also in the chat.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
So here we go.
So we're just talking about the retreat, Rob.
Oh,
Yeah.
440 it is, baby.
Okay. And then we can't play any more than that, or else we're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
get copyright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Roy Sakuma to be going after us.
Coming after our podcast.
Yeah. Cease and desist letter from Roy Sakuma. Not Troy, though. He's cool. Troy is cool. It's the the guy behind that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Nah, but like that's really it, back then. Like Roy Sakuma had all like the good like ukulele artists and CDs. Like man, it was like a golden era for Sakuma back then.
Yeah. Jim asked, "Is that a wig behind you, or is that the family cat?"
It is. It on both. It was the family. No. It was the family cat. No. Yeah, I'm currently relocated to my wife's office. So this is my wife's office, and those are wigs that she uses for like photo shoots and stuff. So if anybody wants to use them, if you want to be Elsa, for example, like you can be Elsa, like from Frozen. If you want to be a blonde, you can. If you want to be a brunette, you can. So Jim, if you ever wanted to be Elsa, they could come over to my wife's studio and take some pictures if you want
to. Photo shoot.
Yeah, photo shoot, and let it go.
I think Jim was questioning if you had like a separate day job that you weren't.
Oh yeah. Not night job.
Night job.
No.
Winky.
No. Yeah, this is my wife's studio. I was right before we got started. It's like, should I come up with like a white background, like just put like a white, piece of whatever, because I have it, maybe just put it there so people won't be distracted with all the wigs. But cares, right?
Just not mention it and just do the whole
Yeah.
podcast.
I thought I could not mention it throughout the whole podcast, but you know what, Jim, you got me. Thought it was just gonna run smoothly, without anyone mentioning the wigs, but just couldn't help himself.
From now on, we should not mention the wig, and then like every week that we're doing the podcast like this, you should also add another wig, and it just keeps growing like behind you.
Add more stuff. Yeah, there's like a lot more. I mean, that's just the stuff that you can see, like I'm looking around this room, I'm like, I'm glad I can't see that or this or that. We got beads, we got flowers, we got like fake jewelries, and it's crazy in here. So I mean, Kahai, you too, if you ever want to come down and you want to do a photo shoot, we got wigs now.
I think that's why Kahai is not using his video, because
he doesn't have the wigs.
He doesn't want to show his wigs in his room.
Right.
Yeah. I don't have a webcam to use. That's why I didn't put a video up. But if I did, like right behind me, you would see my bag and my arrows just jutting out of it. So that's what you get behind me. Yeah.
I know people were excited. Like, are we gonna finally get to see Kahai and his face? Is he finally gonna be revealed? But no, we're keeping it a secret.
No
waiting
webcam.
For it. Yeah, no webcam.
Only during Halloween. That's the one time that I'll
That's
come.
true. Yeah, people saw.
I can
Were you
only.
wearing a wig then? No, you're just wearing the beard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can only come out in disguise, so people can, like. I don't want Google to catch my full face. It's gonna be tracking me all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry for like the sniffles. I'm still a little bit sick. I mean, I've recovered and stuff, but I still got a little bit of whatever's left in my system. And I apologize for the past week. I haven't been at the office, so there was no Friday jam, and there was no like a Thursday live lesson either. So sorry about that, guys. But I'm
it's
back.
not life threatening.
It's not life threatening. Yeah, it's not.
It's just like a.
It's not
like
the Voldemort
sinus
thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it Voldemort. We don't want to say disease that must not be named. But yeah, I'm fine. It was a little scary because of stuff that was kind of happening, but I'm fine. I'm okay. It wasn't anything life threatening. I'm fine now. The lessons are back. Actually, speaking of lessons, we just opened up the lessons for April, and we're actually going to be opening up a bunch more spots because now I'm home like a lot. So we're thinking about opening up a Tuesday 9 to 12 Hawaii time, and also Friday 9 to 12 Hawaii time. So the 3 hours allows for 9 extra slots. So there's going to be 18 extra slots every week. And I know because we've been kind of in, I guess in isolation. Everyone's been in isolation. Like there's more time to kind of learn ukulele, and because there's more time, I will make myself more available for you guys to just kind of have as a as a teacher. Like I'll be here for you folks a lot more than than I was back then, just because I know people are kind of wanting to turn to the ukulele right now, just because as a as a way to pass the time by, or it's kind of healing thing also, and I will be here for you. Okay, so more spots opening up for the private lessons, more face-to-face time with me. Yeah, let me see what you got.
Yeah.
Right, Devin, where's that video, buddy? Show me how it's done, man.
Yeah, we still haven't gotten that, so yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So,
nobody's done the Ventura Highway
Yeah,
video.
you haven't gotten any, so
okay,
Oh,
so I don't
still
feel
up
so
for
bad.
grabs.
Not, I don't feel so bad sucking like that day because I guess no one else could do it. So, do you have any questions, Kai?
Yeah, people are just talking about, yeah, they're just talking about a bunch of stuff in the chat.
The
But
wings.
now they're talking about Mad Max in the chat. So, but something I wanted to add about like the private lessons is that we have a lot of people coming in like who are just brand new to the ukulele, and they ask if they can do the private lessons because they have like no experience with the ukulele, and
yeah. The private lessons are for everyone. I mean, because it is private, it's not necessarily like okay, this is what we're gonna do, like, or what. It's tailor made to you. This is private. It's just me and you kind of sitting down and working on what you need to work on. So even if you've never played ukulele before, like having a private lesson with me, it's kind of like a great way to take or to get to know your ukulele, because I can kind of show you exactly what you need, what you need to do, how to hold it, how to strum your first chord and stuff. So at any at any level, and then even at like the most like advanced levels and stuff, I can be helping out with arrangements for things, or if there's something that that you want to kind of understand as far as technique goes, I can help out with that. So at any level, I think the private lessons are a great idea, and because you get to have 2 a month for Ukulele Underground Plus, it's a great way to kind of do it like in the beginning of the month, in the middle of the month, so that the next lesson you have is the beginning of next month and in the middle of the month, so that you can kind of like every 2 weeks be consistent with like with the lesson. So it's like we'll work on some stuff. I'll give you a couple weeks. You come back. Like I'll give you more stuff to kind of work on. So I'm making myself available as a private teacher, and that goes with your UE Plus subscription. So it's not like all right, everyone, give me this much money and I'll teach you this much stuff. It's like, no, I just you guys have already kind of done enough for us by just signing up for UE Plus. So I want to make myself available for as much people as possible.
Yeah, even people who are like, I don't necessarily have like a song I'm working on or like one particular thing I'm working on. Like we tell them, oh, just sign up anyways, because then you can like we can figure out where you're at, and then we can tell you like, oh, you might want to check out these things, or you might want to do these things, and that'll like kind of push you forward, hopefully. So yeah, well, everybody should at least try it,
Yeah, just try it. You'll like it. Try it.
Yeah.
I was telling my kid about ice cream, and now she's just like can't get enough ice cream.
Oh no!
Because it's like cold, She's like, oh, what is this? I don't want to eat this, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's freaking give me ice cream all the time. I was like, no, we shouldn't have done that. Any other questions, Kahai?
No questions, but Devin said that he's like, you don't want to hear me sing like for Ventura Highway, and then he said that he never told you that you're bad at it, so he it's not his fault. Yeah.
Oh, for For people who don't know what you're talking about, what is this, the video
Oh,
thing?
so for Aloha Friday Live Jam, we have a random wheel like that tells us what we're gonna play next. And Ventura Highway is one of those songs that we're scared of because we don't really play that song too much. I'm not really too familiar with it. So it's become this kind of like running joke to like not play Ventura Highway. And then I think a few weeks ago, it landed on Ventura Highway. Like, oh no, we gotta play it now. And it was not good. It was not good. And then I said, hey, for anyone who wants to show me, like how it's supposed to be played, I'll give you guys, like a nice little prize. Which I have it here, but I don't want to like run off and grab it. So, but it's yeah, it's a very special edition, like Korean poster of a performance that we did in Korea, and I'll sign it. Aaron will sign it, Kai will sign it, and we'll send it over to you.
Yeah.
Kai will use gloves. Don't worry, don't be scared.
Yeah, we'll sign it wearing gloves.
Yeah.
We're not gonna cough or sneeze on. It's fine. I mean, not that much, right, Kai? No. We'll be careful. And we probably won't even send it for a while because I can't see Kai or Aaron or anything like that for a bit.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get it out.
We'll figure it out. We'll get it out. Yeah. See, I like Kai's confidence. Kai makes me confident because Kai is confident. So if there's ever a time where Kai is not confident, that's when I get scared.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you how I feel internally all the time, but yeah, you can still believe that.
You mean every Friday when songs like Ventura Highway comes up?
Oh, or every Friday when like right before it's like, I don't know if our internet connection is doing so good. Okay, we're gonna see how this goes. Just
man.
Cross your fingers. Yep.
Gung ho. Okay.
So Rob has a question.
Yeah.
And he said, I wanted to improve the audio when I do a video, so I bought a IXZ mic and guitar interface. I will take a DI output from my Loudbox Mini and put it into my phone. Any experience doing this since I bought it? I have noticed that lots of people are still just using the phone mics. So I guess, yeah,
it would be better than the phone mic. Like if any kind of external stuff that you would be using is kind of an upgrade from whatever the phone mic is, but depends on what you're doing with it. If you're like recording to like to have like a CD or anything like that, then like I would go look for things that will make my audio sound better. But if it's just for fun and you're just recording it for yourself, then the phone audio should work well. But as far as DIs go, I don't necessarily recommend using DIs for recording anyway. Ukulele just kind of, when you plug it in and you record it, you get that thump sound because it's such a small instrument that when you hit the strings, it's going to have this kind of thump here. And unless you're really good at like music engineering, it's tough to like scrub out of your recording. You're gonna hear that thump. Strumming, picking, whatever, it's going to be on there because the pickups are usually under the saddle. So if there's a thump going on around here because the scale is so small, that is going to get picked up by your under saddle pickup. So if you're using a microphone, although it's still kind of there, it's not as bad as if you were to use a pickup. Plus, you're getting the kind of the natural sound of not just the ukulele, but everything kind of around it. You get the full sound of the ukulele, and not just from the DI, and not just from your pickup. So, excuse me, I would kind of use that. Use the microphone anyway, rather than the DI. DI. The only reason I would use a DI is if I'm using like electronic instruments, like if if I had like an electric uke, like a hollow body ukulele, or solid body ukulele, for example, that's kind of when I would plug it into a DI because the microphone is not going to be able to catch it, But other than that, vocals, ukulele, guitar, like it's just better using a microphone. And just take it from me, because my first album was recorded via DI, and I wish I could just take it back and just like re-record the entire thing all over again because it sounded very electronic. It had the thumps, It had this very like, um, it was not good. It's not. I love like the content and the songs and stuff and the arrangements and whatnot from that album, but sound wise, it could have been a lot better had we not used the DI.
Yeah, for
So that
our. Oh, yeah, you can go ahead.
so that IXZ mic that Rob is talking about, that's like it's like a powered, like AA powered, kind of like the Juice Link that we use.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it'll take, I think there's like an instrument input and there's also XLR input.
Oh, nice.
And it'll take that and put it to like an 1/8 inch so you can put it into your phone or whatever else you're recording into.
Yeah.
What kind of mic would, so like if you were to pick up an XLR mic, what kind of mic would you recommend for recording ukulele?
It doesn't even have to be like those like stupid expensive ones. As long as you have a good like or a decent condenser mic, and a decent condenser mic like can be as cheap as like $100, like to get something like that.
So kind of like the pencil mics, or like what kind of?
Well, if you're recording strictly just ukulele, the pencil mic would be good, But because I know Rob like sings as well, I would get a condenser mic instead, because that will be good for his ukulele and for his voice.
Yeah. And Rob asked, so DI is really just for performance in a venue?
Yes. You think of a DI as like your microphone on stage, like for your instruments.
Yeah. And that kind of cuts out everything, all of the surrounding noise.
Yeah.
But then if you're recording your ukulele just by yourself in a kind of a closed room, you would want the microphone because it provides a better sound.
Yeah.
Like for our setup, like we use DI, but really like, or when I mix it in, I really only use it for like just a little bit to boost just your ukulele levels a little bit. So when you're doing like really soft picking or stuff, it comes out a little bit cleaner than the mics that are farther away. But I like, we try to use more mic audio because that sounds more like your natural playing, or like you would be in the room with, Aldrine. So yeah, that's kind of how you probably want to think about it.
Is the chicken noises coming from Aaron or Kahat?
Yeah, I think it's me.
It's weird not to hear it from my end.
Yeah. So it looks like Rob has a Shure mic. I'm not sure which one. Is it like a SM58 or is it a Shure condenser mic? Yeah, because chicken's coming from me.
The 58 is good as a stage mic.
Yeah, it's like a vocal mic, right?
Yeah, like a vocal stage mic. I wouldn't necessarily use it for recording, unless you're like recording vocals, like that should be fine. But if you're recording instrument, it might not be the best to do that. If you spend a little bit more, the 86 is actually what I use. I use an SM86 on stage, and that because that's like a condenser mic, but it's like a stage condenser, but where you can use it in the studio also. I think you would dig that.
Yeah,
I think it's like twice the price though of like the 58s.
Yeah, so
but it's so good.
Rob, is it oh yeah, so I guess Rob said SM58 or 56. No, 57. He said
SM57.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a 57.
57 is the pencil one, I believe. It's like the black kind of pencil one. So that should be good for for instruments, but not necessarily for vocals though.
Vocal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It can, but
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of an instrument mic.
Yeah. So that's good for maybe getting your ukulele. Like that's fine.
Yeah. So if you have like a decent XLR input, like a condenser mic, you'd put that into that Tascam IXZ and then into your phone, and that should give you pretty decent. I mean, your phone isn't gonna get you super good audio anyway, but that's probably the best that it'll get, right?
Yeah.
And then just put the condenser like close up to your ukulele if you're really trying to get your ukulele playing, or
Yeah. Or Aldrine, like how would you set up kind of like how far your microphone would be and where,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
I would say like 6 inches to a foot. Depends on how good the microphone is. Because if you have a good microphone, you don't have to be that close to it. And the further away that you are from it, the more you can kind of get the spectrum of sounds, from your ukulele, and less thump. So like the better the microphone, the better it can pick up and stuff, the less thump that you get. But then with a microphone like the 57, you have to be kind of close, so maybe 6 inches, so like maybe like right there, from your ukulele, and just kind of turn it up if you need a little bit more, but that should be fine. And I usually try to aim at the 12th fret, like when you're aiming via the microphone, because if you aim it right here, it's gonna get too much sound, too much punch. So if you aim it right there at the 12th fret, kind of at this angle, it should be perfect.
Just straight, kind of like parallel to the ground, or up
Yeah,
or down?
yeah, straight.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I would aim, because you want to get the full sound, of your uke, and not just what's coming from from the sound hole.
Yeah, I think too, like the way that Rob is setting it up is so he can just record a video and the audio will already be synced to the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like that's kind of the thing, is like it's hard with phone because you
Yeah,
are gonna use that 8-inch jack going into the phone, right? And
yeah,
like it's always gonna be that 8-inch jack.
condensed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like yeah, and if Rob doesn't have a computer or he doesn't want to do this, then that really is the best way. But then if he wants like an alternative to that idea, is that you just get like a Zoom external recorder, which already has the XLRs like built in, the XLR
Yeah,
plugs built in, and you just record the audio separately, and then you sync the audio and the video
the
together
video.
with some editing. But and that's to do that, like you don't have to make it super complex. Just make sure your hands are in front of the camera and then clap, and then like line up you'll see a peak in the audio, and you try and line that up with when you clap, and that's it basically. And you'll get
Yeah.
pretty good like results just from that. So it's a little bit more complicated, but I think you kind of don't have as complicated as a system, like wiring everything together and having all that set up, and then your audio compromise is like it's probably gonna be, it might sound better with the external recorder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
one of those. The H4Ns, like that.
Hmm.
That thing is so good. And it
Yeah.
doesn't have to
Yeah.
be that fancy. I think Zoom makes like a bunch of really good ones. And that's
Yeah.
like an
Kahai
older
has
model too.
one.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
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 Kahai has one where it's just one input.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And then you can change the capsules, right?
Oh,
yeah.
sick.
Yeah. So you can actually put it where there's already like a condenser mic on it, so you don't need to attach anything else or do
Mm.
anything. Or you
Yeah.
can, if you have a lapel, you just plug the lapel right into it too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the Zoom F1 or field recorder, right?
and then it comes in like different configurations. So
Cool.
yeah, you might want to look into that, Rob. Yeah.
How much was that?
I think. Well, I think you can get the recorder itself for like $100.
Mm.
It's like really not that expensive. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because mine was kind of expensive, but it comes with like a X and Y like little condenser microphone with it too. But I don't really use that much. I know I use the uh the XLR output more than I use the regular built-in microphone. But I heard the microphone is really good.
yeah. And I've seen people record videos and do stuff where they just
Mm-hmm.
put the microphone, or they put the whole recorder just like in
Yeah,
front of them, like from a distance away, and it sounds okay. So yeah.
yeah. That's what we're gonna be using for our cardistry videos, Kahai. We need to get those, like those sounds when we make our cardistry videos, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna we'll shoot the video first, and then
Yeah,
we gotta do like Foley work afterwards.
yeah,
Make
yeah.
sure we get it
Dude,
crisp.
tomorrow, Rip and Dip, Pink Rip and Dips Fontaines coming out tomorrow, 11 Pacific time on the
You
Rip and
gotta-
Dip site, not on the Fontaine site, the Rip and Dip site. That's all. Just want to say that just real quick.
so that you have more competition again.
Yeah. I don't know if I hope you get it. I don't think I'm gonna.
Wow. I
Yeah.
don't know, because like now with like this stuff happening, is like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't buy car. Maybe I'll just buy one or two, just because like I don't know, what's gonna happen.
might have to buy food instead.
Yeah, food seems like a higher priority right now. That's why I figured maybe you get one. Like I can just play with yours. Nah, I'll probably just get one or two.
Well, it's like we have joint custody where I'll leave it in the office and you can come in when I'm not in the office and play with it.
Just
Yeah.
play with it. Yeah.
Just make sure like whoever's playing with it, they have to use gloves while they're playing with it.
Okay, cool. Do we have any other questions before we go into a tangent of cardistry?
Uh, yeah, I don't think there's questions. Jim kind of said that he thinks, or he was talking about his setup, and he said that he thinks that the thump you get is when you have a weak pickup and you have to push the gain too high, so you end up getting more of that thumpy sound.
Not necessarily, because the thump is there even if you don't plug in your ukulele. Even it, like I mentioned earlier, with the microphone, it'll still pick up. There's a thump, because when you're playing down here, even when you play at the sound hole, this is this like, so here's the A string, right? This is how much distance between where you hit it and the and your bridge. So that's going to create a sound right here that you don't necessarily want.
Yeah.
So like if you record, even if you just kind of play, that kind of thump is there, like it's not a plugged in thing. It really is just a sound that an ukulele makes because of its size. It's just there,
Mhm. Yeah.
because
it is more pronounced through the
with a
pickup,
yes.
and especially through passive pickups, but
yeah,
but it is kind of a characteristic of ukulele, but not necessarily one that you want coming through in your recording. Yeah.
Because I first learned it, I didn't even realize it actually. And when I did my second album with Tracy Terada, like because he's like the ukulele recording genius, and when he pointed it out, I can't stop hearing it now.
Yeah.
And I just completely got turned around, and he even mentioned like what the hertz was to bring it down, but I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Some kid that was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm in Trey's studio doing a thing. This is where Pure Heart recorded. I was like,
yeah, he's kind
one.
of the reason why Jake is so meticulous about his recording setups.
Yeah, because Tracy was really a genius, like behind the behind the engineering table.
Yeah, and like that really is like the only way to get rid of it is to bring the recording into an audio program and like find that exact hertz that the thump is made at it, and then like erase it. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of unavoidable. It's like the equivalent, I think, is like if you play steel instruments or steel string instruments, or if you play a low G that's wound, and when you rub your fingers against it, it makes that the string
Squeak.
noise. Like, yeah, and
yeah.
like some people kind of just like tolerate it. They're like, well, I want to play with like a low G and stuff, but I think most people, like, when they actually record, it drives them nuts, and you just try to get that at like as low as possible, because that's not a nice sound.
Yeah. So for like guitar players recording for an album or something, it's like one of those things that you just got to deal with and try to minimize.
Guitar, you don't hear it that much, because it's big, so it's not kind of relying on this,
As
but ukulele, it's definitely there, and the smaller the ukulele, the worse.
You hear it with like a steel acoustic guitar, so it's like that when it like kills me when there's like a recording where it just has that and the guitar player is like so good. It's like, like just I know you can't do
Could you
anything.
name some right now?
I can't. Like,
could you call them out, please?
Well, like usually it's like live recordings, right? Because in the live setting they really can't do anything, but in a studio setting they can kind of finagle it. But then like if it's electric guitar has that really badly too, but they just plug directly in, so you're pretty much hearing just the pickup sound anyways. You don't get any string sound, so yeah, that's like one of those things where it's just like, every instrument kind of has, there's gotta some noise or something that will come out, and it's just like trying to get as little of that as possible. Yeah.
So, not to change subjects or anything, but because we're doing this remotely, like, does that kind of open it up for if, like, maybe somebody wants to kind of come in and ask a question and kind of show, like, oh, I've been kind of having, could they come into the Zoom room and be like, okay, I want to ask this question. So it's like a better way of doing student reviews.
Maybe, but we didn't put out the Zoom room like name because I just
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
When people jump in, right, their settings, the camera's gonna turn on, then the mic is gonna be on, so it's not like they can jump in and have that turned off and make sure that they're all set and everything.
Right. I mean, we definitely pre-screen people just so that, like, they're not coming in,
Hey, I'm here. Yeah. Although, you're still doing one-on-one coaching after this, right?
I am. Yeah. Everything else is basically the same.
Okay.
And I'm doing the one-on-one coaching in that room, not in this room.
In the posted one. Yeah.
The posted room.
It's the normal one.
So Rob is kind of asking, would it be better if he just records to his computer then instead of the phone?
Yes.
And then definitely. What would you recommend for recording to your computer? Or like or do you have a Mac or PC, Rob? It's that kind of hinges on that, right?
Yeah.
He also said that he's gone live on Facebook when playing something. So I'm assuming that he has an interface that kind of like works with his computer. But yeah, that's
because you could probably use that setup that you have right now, but just like kind of instead of importing it to your computer, the audio to your computer or to your phone, it goes to your computer instead, right?
Yeah.
You just need like I guess a like a software.
Yeah, whatever software that you would use.
Yeah.
But and then I guess he could just use whatever camera that he's using too for streaming.
Yeah, or like if he has like a laptop, it probably has like a built-in webcam that you can just use to record with, and then usually the webcam software that it comes with, you can kind of choose your audio interface in that too, so you can just choose to use like the whatever audio interface that he has instead of the built-in webcam microphone, which probably doesn't sound as good. So that's you might want to try that out, Rob. I don't know. It all depends on what you have and what you can figure out, kind of. So
I want to know what you have, Kahai. If I want to sound as good as Kahai, what does Kahai use? Because people ask me that also, like, well, what strings do you use? What uke do you use? I want to sound exactly like Kahai Fergan. Like, what do you have? What
for his audio input?
Yeah. What's your audio setup, Kahai?
Right now I'm using like the Audio Technica AT20, I think, or AT20, something like that, 2020.
Is that the one that I'm using?
Probably. It's it's the condenser that we have at work too. I have one at home. And then,
and that's not expensive, is it?
No, that's like $100, and you can get it for cheaper. Like
so that's
nice. Audio Technica, they're not expensive. You don't need like super duper high end stuff.
Yeah, and then like for the interface, I'm using like
what it looks like.
Red Scarlet, and that's kind of like that's the setup that a bunch of people who do like home recording pretty much do. So really easy.
Yeah, this is the AT2020 condenser from Audio Technica.
Yeah, that sounds great.
The windscreen, and that's going into the Red Scarlet by Focusrite.
Yeah.
Through USB.
Yeah, that's the one that me and Aaron are using. It's like a 2-in interface, But I think there's one that's even cheaper. That's a one in interface. That's like $100 or something. So it's not it's not too bad to find all of these. And you can find like older versions too of the Red Scarlet. I think for even cheaper. So yeah.
Mhm. Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I never get to ask that question. You usually ask me that question, but it's like, what is your setup, Kahai? Exactly. What are you? You want to sound exactly like you. I guess that's the answer. Any other questions or comments from the live audience?
um, I don't think so. Yeah, there's some. Devin asked if you're wearing the wig for coaching.
Yes.
Okay.
For live coaching.
Yeah, I wanted to make, I wanted to kind of give you guys options of which wigs I use. So I'm just kind of, putting it out there.
So
Which wig?
that's a like a plus exclusive because you have to be in the live coaching to see
Yeah.
that.
It's
Yeah.
plus exclusive, actually.
Plus,
It's
plus.
just higher tier. That's some extra privileges, you know what I mean? Or I dance more like a monkey.
Yeah.
Now put on this wig, monkey.
Put on. It's sing some Cher for us with the straight hair wig.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, like there's a bunch of people that actually come here to my wife's photo studio and stuff, and she does a lot of what you call like art kind of photo shoots. That if that's what people want, like then she'll set up like an art thing. I think she just did like this photo shoot with like a bunch of different butterflies and stuff, and somebody used like one of the wigs. It's really cool. So it's awesome. She knows what she's doing. I don't. I mean,
she has her own thing going on.
Yeah, like she doesn't tell me how to play ukulele. I don't tell her what to do with her wigs or whatever.
At this point, would Heather look at you weird if you just walked out of the room wearing the wig, or
wearing the wig? I think she'd be more upset because I'm wearing it might.
You're
get
wearing
destroyed.
the wig.
Yeah, I think there's some cheap ones, but there's some like definitely like human hair ones that are kind of expensive, and she's like, no, those are not toys. I know we're joking around about it, but it's like I know some of these are kind of expensive. Much like she can't just be bringing out like an ukulele and just start like look at me, I'm playing. It's like no, you should put that down like $5,000.
It's like when a parent catches their kid like doing something with like they're like, you're gonna take the nice car out? You're gonna take the station wagon. You don't get the nice car.
Yeah, we were joking around like with the kid like sneaking in like some of my more expensive ukuleles to school. It's like, oh, you have this whatever like this Kala one that you take to school to jam with your friends. Like, no, I want to take this one and show off my dad's use. It's like, no.
Maybe not that one.
But
maybe not that one.
Kala instead.
Yeah.
But what if it accidentally gets thrown over a wall and there's a huge dog who eats it, and then the blind man who owns the dog gives you like a ukulele signed by all of the, was it like the Dodgers or the Sox or somebody? Yeah.
It's a very unlikely scenario, but
yeah.
Oh man. Okay, well it's 2 p.m. I think we can stop here. But thanks so much, guys, for tuning in to the remote edition of Thursday Live Lessons. My name is Aldrine. That's Aaron. That's Kahai. Stick around for one-on-one coaching. Everything is a go. So we'll see you then. Aloha, everyone. Bye.